Okay. Hi, everyone. Before I get started, I have a few questions. I uploaded my slides on Zenodo. I don't know how to get the link, or I don't know if I should share it from my laptop, like from my local laptop. Which of it will it be?
I think you can share from your laptop. You can share your screen with the slides if that's
Okay.
easier for you.
Can I have like a minute to set out to get that
Of
and
course, yes. Let me pause the recording. There you go.
Okay, I think everyone can see my screen, right? Presentation here. Okay, let's just close this and this. Okay. So hi everyone. I think someone's going to control the time. If I read correctly, I have 5 minutes. So this is my presentation about the Nebula program journey. It was quite interesting program to participate in. I have previous experiences in learning BZ programs, but this was different. Part of the content that I have the opportunity to watch and curate and talk about it in this program. I have already some background on it, but it's always good to recall and improve and like fill some gaps. So it was a great experience. Shortly about me, I'm a speech language pathologist at Brazil at the University of São Paulo. I work as a Wikimedian in the Wikimedia Foundation projects such as Wikipedia, Wikidata. They are projects they are also on open in general. So I have also this background. And recently I started to participate in the Brazilian Reproducibility Network. The most valuable sections was everyone, every sections, everyone that participated and promoted the sessions. It was great. Unfortunately, some sessions I was not able to participate all the time, but I go to the Zonedo and see the slides, which was so great to have this support materials. So was fantastic experiences. All the points that was tracked during this program was extremely valuable. The main learnings I would like to outline is how this concept of open knowledge and open science, how these things are connected, are not, this is my other slide, it's not a method, but actuals. There was something that I stick a lot because it was, oh, yes, that's right. But in my own, my daily activities and tasks is like, oh, in my paper, I need to share the data. But there is also something in the backstage of this. There is also a more philosophical way of thinking about this. It was nice to have this understanding. And I'd like to relate about FAR principles, the importance of the use preprints, GitHub, data management plans, and OpenSciSO that has this connection and values that aligns with my work on Wikimedia projects. So all the contents that was presented during the program were was very interesting to make these connections more clear for me. And my main takeaway is, well, this open science not a method is actuals and how I can share this with my communities, specifically my field of learning. And in practice, there is audiology, so hearing loss and hearing care of different populations. There is a field where especially open science is not that understanding is I still learning process. I think in the beginning of this process, so it was great to go and have more background how to promote this in my field and how I can apply open science in other contexts. And this is the main point about how the program made us have some background about how to translate this to practice. I mainly work like data, so open data in my papers, in my projects, but there is also other things to care about. Use of GitHub for coding, sharing, and how I can engage this with my background and especially with the Wikimedia projects I coordinate. So thank you very much. It was a great opportunity. I think I was okay on time. And yeah, thank you everyone. I'm available. I will share my contact informations here. If someone wants to interact a little more, I'm available.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ashok, for your presentation. That's really amazing to see all that you've learned in this session. It is very encouraging, and also you learned a lot, I can say. So I'd like to open the floor for any questions or any feedback to the presenter. Welcome.
I will share. Just check if there is any question in the front pad. Um, Here. Okay, don't think so, but if there is any other question, please let me know.
We have some questions.
Oh, where?
I
Oh,
can
I
read
need to refresh
them.
my page. Yeah.
Okay, I can read them for you.
Okay,
So
thanks.
the first question is, have you identified any open community that you would like to collaborate with?
As I briefly mentioned, I am already part of some communities in Brazil and also internationally that work on open practice in general, like open education and open knowledge projects. But as I mentioned, also I would like to maybe stay in contact. I think Slack is a great point for this communication, long-term communication in the project about the program. But I'm not sure exactly in this time any other community I can engage with.
Okay. I think that's answered. So the second one is, what does audio pathology mean?
Sorry, which question?
What does audio pathology mean?
Oh, okay. Speech language pathology. Okay, audio. Okay. This is my field of specialty. I'm also health professional. I work my basically my daily tasks is at University Hospital in Brazil when I work with diagnostics of hearing loss with children and adults. This is my main work, and I also work on research about hearing loss and how health communication can be improve use in open knowledge projects. For example, Wikipedia. But yeah, this is the term. Speech is about speech impairments and audiology from audio hearing problems, hearing impairments, hearing loss mainly.
Okay. I That sounds sad. So,
Hello.
you
May,
you have
may I ask
one.
question?
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Hector.
Hi.
It was very nice presentation and very excited to hear what you have learned through these sessions, Nebula Cohort 3. So I have one curious query that you have told in that applying open science, we can you can expand your wiki project with health science and with open license content. So how can you do that? Means what is the way you can do that?
Okay. For example, when I'm writing a paper, I always try to apply some statistical methods that in the final of my work I can share the data because in most of the cases the data is sensitive because there is a risk for identification of the patients. But I also have a lot of ways to do this open. So I can use, for example, a statistical approach. I forget the specific method I usually to use, but Laplace methods that they can use for transform the data but not change the statisticals correlations. So I can just apply noise to the data. But in the final, when I run the same statistical test, um, it's still reproducible. So this is a way I can do this, and I do this in my daily tasks, for example. And yeah, only by using, for example, Zenodo or open science framework is a good way, because in general, the most of the researchers I work on or the labs, they don't even know that it exists. In my field, the use of preprints is something extremely new. So it's being one of the persons in research that try to foster this to other communities, and in my own lab, in my university, is a is a good way to do some advocacy about open science in general.
That's great. Thank you. Thanks for explaining so well.
So I think you have one feedback from a member, and it reads great connections between your learning and your own work. So congrats for that good presentation.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. So I think we will move to the next person. I don't know, Graciel, if you can play. I cannot see anybody else.
Yeah, let's check in with Olushola to see if she's
Yeah.
ready or if she's willing to present now, or maybe we can. I have some backup recordings. that we
I
can
need a
play.
little
Hey,
more time,
hi.
please. Yes, just a little more time, please. I'm
Okay, all
almost
right.
ready.
No worries. Just now, Olushala, if you want us to play the slides and then you just present, that's fine too. Just let us know. So let me check with Samuel. Samuel's here. I don't think Samuel is here. So I'm going to play a recording of one of the people who will not be able to present live. Hold on as I try that for the first time, I guess. Yay, it's working. Let me hit play.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Ismail Asalaw. I'm currently a PhD candidate in public policy at the University of Ibadan. And my research focuses on regulatory frameworks and adoption of compressed natural gas fueling infrastructure at petrol retail outlets in southwestern Nigeria. In addition, I'm also a research fellow at the Africa Research and Impact Network. So one key learning from the Open Life Science Nebula program is metadata, which is a structured outline of how I can of how my research data will be handled before, during, and after my research. And this is a key learning for me because I believe that if a data management plan is included in my research or grant proposal, it will make it to be stronger and more competitive. Another thing I've also learned during the program is metadata, which is documenting every transformation that I make to my data. I believe this will also make my research to be reproducible and replicable. So another thing I've also learned in the program is preprint. Although I've heard about preprint before, but this program exposes me to how it works in real life, and I now know that if I want my research to be out there quickly, that the best route to achieve that is through preprint. So I've also learned the variety of ways that my research could also be put out there through the directory of open access journal or open access. So going forward, I will ensure that I apply these key learnings to ensure that data management plan will be included in every research or grant proposal that I will write. And then I would also ensure that my research is shared or made available through either preprint or through open access journal. So these are what I've learned from the program. So thank you so much.
Awesome. If you have questions for, oh, I don't think the name showed, but this is Ismaila Salao. His notes are on line 118 on the Framapad. So if you have any questions and feedback about his presentation, please feel free to add your notes there and we'll make sure to share that with him. Let me stop sharing this. All right. Let's go checking with Zozo Nebi.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, my audio just switched.
I
Okay. Hi.
should I present now?
What do you think? Do you want to present now?
I can as well, just get it over with.
Okay. Awesome. Let's do it.
So give me a moment to get my slide. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Share, let's see.
No worries. Take your time.
Can we all see slides?
Yes. Zozo notes are on line 102. Let me send the link there in the chat if you want to add some notes, comments, and questions.
Can we all see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, I can barely see them, so I'm going to switch over. Okay.
We see not the presentation mode, just the software kind of thing, but we see the slides.
Okay, so hello. It's been quite an interesting journey. With what I have learned, just a little bit about myself. I am an early childhood education specialist, a certified teacher in Nigeria, and an associate fellow of the Higher Education Academy here in the UK. My research is based on play-based learning, precisely play pedagogy in preschool education. At the moment, I'm focused on play-based learning in Nigerian settings. I have preschool teaching experience and higher education teaching as well, both in Nigeria and the UK. I recently completed my PhD program, PhD in psychology, studying play-based learning. My passion is to promote play-based learning in classroom settings. And this is because of experiences I've had over the past and my research findings, where I've come to understand that play is one of the most beneficial and prominent ways for children to learn. But within the Nigerian system, this is still in deficit in practice. Although it is within the policy provision, but in practice, this is still in deficit. So my passion is to promote this and hope to promote or encourage change within the Nigerian setting. I am currently exploring the promotion of play-based learning, but beyond that, I'm looking at indigenous ways of play-based learning within the Nigerian context. So before I proceed, I joined the OLS Nebula program because I wanted to deepen my understanding of how it works in practice and explore research that can be more collaborative and transparent and accessible. Participating in the program gave me the opportunity to learn from a diverse community of researchers and professionals across different fields. So for that, I am grateful. While there are so many things I will be taking away from this cohort's experience, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. So while there are so many things I can highlight as being taken away from this program, I would like to limit that to what I have on my screen. So before joining the OLS program, my assumption of academic research is that research is developed to be shared within the academic community. But this platform and this program has taught me to know better that research can be shared outside of traditional academic settings through open access and community engagements. So key takeaways, open access research should be accessible. So I have learned that research needs to be accessible, and this accessibility is not just limited to the traditional academic setting, collaborative. A key takeaway from this cohort is that learning grows through community and collaboration opportunities are available through open access and open science practices. I have learned about transparency and how openness strengthens trust. As a qualitative researcher of play-based learning, part of the ethics of qualitative research is that you have an audit trail and you're transparent and open with your processes. But these were limited to my process of data collection as required by the University Ethics Committee and my relationship with my participants and my handling of the data. But I have learned through this platform that I can also share this beyond my immediate PhD experience to the broader community out there. Another thing I'm taking away from this cohort is networking with researchers from diverse backgrounds. Although I haven't found anybody to collaborate with yet, I have found platforms through Zenodo. I have seen Nigerian researchers that I can collaborate with, but I am yet to take the step to approach them and make this feasible. This program has reinforced the idea that research should not remain limited to academic institutions alone, but should also be accessible to educators, communities, and wider audiences who may benefit from it. Another important lesson that I'm taking away is that the value of collaboration, like I mentioned, listening to participants from different disciplines and cultural contexts expanded my perspective and showed me how much learning can happen through shared experiences. This I got from my research experience, and learning that this is useful and important in open science research. I am hoping and intending to apply the following: to share my research more openly through open access, so open access publications, such as provide summary of my research summary, share on Zenedo through LinkedIn and other sources, like creating webinars and sharing with parents and other practitioners. I hope to engage with educators and communities through discussions with teachers and parents. I also hope to share practical classroom tools like I said, what drove me into doing my research in play-based learning is because of the deficit I found within the community. So I am intending to apply open science to presenting my research findings through collaboration with educators and parents within classroom settings and providing hands-on tools that can be used in the classroom settings. I want to promote a collaborative knowledge exchange because knowledge is not limited to the researcher. There's a lot we can gain from community experts, from stakeholders. So my plan is to, as much as possible, harness this knowledge that can be gathered through stakeholder perspectives and stakeholder knowledge. Also bridging the gap between schools and the home environment through open research and through collaboration between teachers and parents. I hope to apply the FAIR principles by making sure my research is accessible, that it is reusable, and that all the open research, FAIR research principles as possible, as much as possible. I need to work more on collaboration with communities, like I said, stakeholders, through knowledge provision and exchange, like I mentioned earlier. And to apply why transparency is a key thing in qualitative research. I am hoping I go away and apply this, not just limiting that to my research field or my research activities within academia, but providing these through open access platforms to show how my work is done, to show the limitations of my work, and as much as I can. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this program. I came in just knowing that there's something called open science, but I am living with tools such as GitHub, Zenobo, and preprints. And these are things I didn't really know, but I've come to learn through this platform and hope to use in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosenebi, for your really good presentation. I think I am personally excited about your project, and
Okay.
I think I have some few questions. Okay, so I can go fast.
Okay.
So, for one of the questions is a little bit out there, open science, but it's about your interesting project. So, I would love to know, like, how you going to, like you said about collaboration. So, when you're collaborating with the parents, teachers, and other people, how will you do it now in this project? Because you see, it involves the community, the teachers, and also the pupils.
Okay. So one thing I know I will be doing is not to go into that space claiming expertise and total expertise. I am going with the mindset that I have knowledge because of what I have studied, and this is what the data is showing. And I believe these are aspects of the data that, if implemented, can enhance the practice of play-based learning. I intend to share with parents and teachers tools that can help enhance those practices and highlight where there are limitations. But beyond that, listening to participants' voices and what their perspectives are about the practice of play-based learning and how they also think they could contribute to the practice. So it's about working hand in hand with parents and teachers, but not limiting this. I am intending to share whatever I learn in this process with the broader academic community.
Okay. That's well answered. And the other question was, now, because this one is play-based learning, so when you are handling the learners now that they are young, so how will the play-based affect the management of your classroom? Like, do you think that how will you manage the classroom now? This is play-based, so
So,
I'm just
so let me
curious.
give an example. In my study, in order to collect data from children, sorry, I'm in a library space and there are people walking around as well. So if you get to hear the noise, just bear with me. So in my during my data collection, working with children is quite different from working with adults. So some of the ways I was able to work with the children was through focus group discussions and photo elicitation. So what do I mean by photo elicitation? Children were provided with digital cameras, child-friendly digital cameras for them to capture activities and things around the school environment that they felt they were learning from through play. And in doing this, when I compared the data I gathered from the focus group discussions and the photo elicitation, there was a massive difference. The photo elicitation project provided very rich contextual, experiential knowledge from the children. But what happened with the focus group discussion was that children were aiming to give me answers to specific questions I've asked them. So their responses were framed within those questions. It was not extending, they were not providing like in-depth knowledge from their experiences, their lived experiences. They were giving me answers based on what they thought was specific to what I am asking. So in doing this with children, it's about being open about what we're doing, finding child-friendly mediums through which this can be done. So like storytelling, crafts, play. When I say play, I mean like drama and things like that. So it's providing tools and mediums that are child-friendly to promote research findings and also promote data exchange with the children.
That's nice. I really think that it's an interesting project. And in this world of AI, I think you can also consider doing something like virtual reality for them to see how things work in, so that they can also, I think that could help. If you can able to do that, you can integrate it in your study.
I need to up my tech skills to do that. I'm going to
Okay,
work on that.
no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I've asked a lot of questions, so I'll open the floor for other members to ask questions too.
Can hear you.
We can start with the ones to unmute, and then we can read the ones on the Frama pad. Anybody who has a question? Okay, I can see you.
Thanks. I really, much like Gladys, really enjoyed hearing about your research, and I wondered if there are any papers, links that you could share so we could read a bit more about it. Mute. Yeah.
Let me try and get that. I have a conference paper, so I don't know if I have a link for it, but I'll just try as much as I can to. Let's see. Yep. No, not the abstract. That's me.
I think post it in when you find it, no stress.
I can find it.
Okay, so as she posts the link, we can look at the question in the Frama pad. Oh, okay, I think you has asked the question. You will just provide us with the link whenever you are comfortable with.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we have a presentation from Olushola.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to share my slides real quick. Sorry. Okay. So, hi, everyone. Um, can a grassroots initiative from Lagos, Nigeria actually be open science? This is the question I came into this program with. My name is Olushola Ogunkelu. I'm a computer science student, a coding tutor, and the founder of the Coding Clubhouse. The grassroots initiative in question is the Coding Clubhouse, and here is why it is needed and important. In many communities across Nigeria, children are growing up in a world that runs on technology, but their schools have no computer, no trained teachers, and no pathway into digital. The gap between where they are and where the future is going is enormous. The Coding Clubhouse exists to close that gap, bringing computer science education directly to children aged 6 to 14 in undeserved communities, using low-cost tools and limited resources, because this is what the context matters. So far, we are reached and teachers. So yeah, work is already running, but I had a nagging question I could not answer. Actually open. And if not, I'll do. This is why I joined OLS Nebula. OLS give me out licensing, which what it means to publish something so others use and adapt it freely. I learned about fair practices, making our work findable, accessible, reusable. I learned about open data and what it looks like to document and share what you are doing in a way that others can build on. For the first time, I had a language for what the Coding Clubhouse could become, not just a community program, an open source initiative. In fact, after the GitHub class, I created the GitHub for our lessons to be uploaded online and licensed it. But what I learned did not stop there. It also went ahead to the coaching. The coaching sessions are really, really dear to me because my coaches really helped me. I spoke with Daniela and she showed me that networking is not just about finding opportunities. It is how you shape and sharpen your work. The right conversations opens the door you did not know existed. And they also help you see your own work more clearly. This was a shift in how I think. I spoke with Izil. I hope I pronounced it right. She gave me something immediately practical. Before you build, ask. Start with a simple questionnaire. Understand what the people in your ecosystem actually need. It sounds obvious, but for someone who has been building from extinct, it changed how I approach my curriculum and my research. Aman pointed me towards OLS Open Seeds as a concrete next step, a place to keep building this practice with the right community around me. So, what am I taking forward? I want to practice everything I have learned here and make the Coding Clubhouse curriculum genuinely open, properly licensed, documented, and published so that any educator anywhere can find it, use it, adapt it freely. I want to build credibility for this work. As an independent researcher and community builder in Nigeria, I am still figuring out what that part looks like. But now I have a framework, a network, and people I can learn from, like Zozonebi that just spoke right now. She's someone I really look forward to connect with. And I want to keep going deeper into this space, connecting with more people, more communities, and more of the work happening across the global south. So, can a grassroots initiative from Lagos, Nigeria actually be open science? I came in not knowing the answer. I am leaving knowing exactly what we need to do to get there. Thank you. And if any of resonates with you, I would love to connect.
Thank you so much, Olushola, for your wonderful presentation. And it's really great to hear what you've learned and how it has changed your perspective in so many things. and it is always my happiest moment to see somebody coming into OLS and going out not the same way he or she came into the program. So I think if anyone has a question, you can unmute and ask her.
I'll ask if you can share the links or any resources about your project that we can maybe keep an eye on, the coding clubhouse, and what are the types of contribution that you're looking for?
Oh, I'm going to do that. Thank you. I would do just that.
Okay, I can see, yes, somebody has just given you a comment that OMG, you are you are really good at presenting. You speak confidently and your slides are gorgeous. I think that's what even myself I saw. So congrats. We can have another person if there are no questions, but you can keep checking on the Frama pad if you see any question so that we can answer. So I'm not sure if we have another person who is going to present. Maybe Yo or Graciel to confirm for me.
Yeah, I think the first presenter is here now. Let's just check if they're ready. Hey, Godswill, I think you're first in the list. Are you there?
Okay.
No? Maybe? All right, we can play another recording while Godswill gets ready or not. Let me get that. It's Zainab's recording. Let me know in the chat if you don't hear that. I'll hit play. Oh, it says it's failed. So maybe it's the format of the video file. Let me try another thing. Stop sharing.
It wouldn't be a cohort call if we didn't have one tech issue.
All right, I'm gonna try sharing the screen. I hope the audio is not going to be that bad, but let me know. I think I won't be able to see you or the chat, but just unmute and scream like we can't hear a thing. Let me try. Oh, maybe I need to.
We can see it now, Graciele. It's going fine.
Yeah, I wonder if folks will hear that. Let me hit play.
Hi everyone, my name is Zainab,
Yes, we can.
and I'm here to present my topic, which is Open Science, Open Solutions, Tackling Waste Through Collaboration. I'm going to be talking about my background, introduction to my topic, my work and open science, my key takeaway from this program, and how I will incorporate open science in my research, and also my conclusion. I did my undergraduate degree in Ahmed Bello University Zaria from 2019 to 2025, and I studied microbiology. Yes, and my research was based on bacteriological qualities of expired beauty products. From 2020 to 2024, I developed my food business which is the spatula. And next was my industrial training at NAFDAC, which is National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, where I learned quality control procedures. In 2025, I started a new business, which was Recyclite Innovations, which is a business and the research going hand in hand, dealing with transforming waste materials into useful products. In 2026, I started my jewelry business, which is Add-on by Zay. My research and training has always been centered on safety, quality, and the impact of waste on communities, which is what exactly drew me into this program. Plastic and paper waste are one of the most pressing environmental challenges in Nigeria and across, which bear the greatest burden, yet are rarely part of the solution. Hazardous waste and poor disposal practices create major public health risks, and science has the answers, but only if it's open, accessible, and collaborative. Waste isn't just an environmental problem, it's a public health and community problem. And the question is, how do we turn that knowledge into community action? Recyclite Innovations is my direct response to the waste problem. Rather than seeing plastic and paper waste as a burden, we transform them into valuable, everyday products, creating economic value while reducing environmental harm. Nebula has taught me that community collaboration is a missing link in tackling waste. My research, my processes, and my innovations have far greater impact, and when they are open, shared with communities, co-developed with partners, and accessible to those who need them most. So my key takeaway is the use of collaboration, transparency, shared knowledge, community involvement. And in this way, the research has to be beneficial in one way or the other to be impactful. I learned preprints, metadata, open result as one of the things that were new to me in the program. My next steps are clear, which I'll publish openly with cautions, share our processes, build community partnerships, and create an open knowledge platform around waste innovation. Open science is not just a principle for me, it's a strategy for scaling impact. So I intend to collaborate with young researchers and innovators to share my findings responsibly and encourage more students to embrace open science practices in their academic research journeys. I believe that through open science, young people can work together to create practical solutions for environmental, health, and societal challenges while building a more sustainable future for everyone. I plan to document and share recycled waste to product processes so innovators across Africa can replicate and adapt them. Open science has transformed how I see waste, not as a problem to solve alone, but also as an opportunity to tackle together. Open science has given me a new lens that waste is an opportunity for collaboration, innovation, and community empowerment. Thank you to the OLS team, my mentors, and my cohorts. I leave this program ready to make that vision a reality.
All right, Zainab's notes are line 99 on the front pad. Please make sure to leave some love there and your questions, and we'll make sure to share the notes with her. All right. Where are we at? God, okay, everyone presented. We do have one more recording if people are willing to to watch it. Let me try.
Welcome everybody to the presentation about my learnings and experiences during the Cohort 3 classes. The past few weeks with you have reinforced my belief that open science begins with making knowledge understandable for others. My name is Florian Henne and I have a PhD in chemistry and a professional background in research and development, particularly in product development management. My experience combines technical work, scientific evaluation, and communication between teams. Currently, I am interested in transitioning toward a more technical service and customer support role where clear documentation and knowledge transfer are important. My most valuable takeaway from the program was understanding that open science starts with good organization. The data management plan session helped me realize that documenting information in a structured way supports transparency, collaboration, and reproducibility. A simple analogy from my personal life helped me understand this. At home, I store seasonal clothes in labeled boxes. By labeling them, I make the contents transparent so my family can find what they need. In a similar way, organizing research data clearly allows others to understand and reuse information. The open access aspect was especially meaningful to me because I recently contributed 3 chapters to an upcoming open access book written by university and industry experts. During this work, I relied heavily on open access publications. This showed me how important accessible knowledge is, not only for researchers, but for anyone who wants to learn and contribute. In future work, I want to apply open science principles mainly through improved documentation, better project organization, and more structured data management. I may not apply every formal aspect of a full data management plan, but I see strong value in using these principles to understand project workflows more clearly. I also plan to continue using open access resources and open tools where relevant in product development and efficacy science. I'd like to thank the organizers for bringing together experts, topics, and interested parties and let me participate over the last 6 weeks. Thanks to everybody for your time and dedication to make this Cohort 3 possible. Greetings from beautiful Verona in Italy.
All right, please make sure to leave your comments and questions to Florian on the Flamapad. And that should be it, I think. Am I missing someone? Does anyone wants to do impromptu presentations today? Like, didn't sign up, but you do want to present. This is your time. No? No volunteers? All right. Let me open the room for any questions in general. Do you have questions about the presentations or about the program? Anything that you want to comment on? Also, feel free to take notes on the Framapad, line 136, if you have any questions and you don't want to unmute yourself. All right. If nobody has any comments or questions, Yo, do you want to give us the honor to do the closing today and talk about graduation?
Uh-oh. All right. So now we've got to do all the spotlight thingies. And how do I spotlight the right face so I'm not just speaking from nowhere? Ah, there we go. You can see me. This is incredible. All right, folks. First of all, for each one of you who has just presented, or if you're going to be presenting later, or if it's been recorded, really great job. It is cool seeing people say, I set out to learn. I learned more than I expected, and here's how I'm applying it. So I have to say it's really, really rewarding. I don't know if you're here right now, Zainab, but oh my God, do you have any tips for running businesses? Like, I am all ears for learning more about entrepreneurism. That's a hard word to say. Anyway, it's been such a delight. So we have a few steps just to wrap up, and then you can go and do things with your day that are not being on your computer, maybe. We'll at least give you 15, 20 minutes back of your life. Amazing. So, first thing, if you do not already have an ORCID that is an identifier for you as a researcher, look at line 145 on the Etherpad. We recommend you create one of those. And then you can use that to link any papers, any presentations you may have. And we ask that you put your presentation on Zenodo, openly sharing the learnings that you've had about the open research over the last few weeks. Some of you have already done that. That is awesome. I've seen a couple of those coming through. Thank you. We also have a post-cohort feedback survey. So I'm going to copy and paste a link to that baby and pop it right there in chat. Now, I know surveys are boring, but it helps us improve our cohorts, makes them better for next time. So don't hold back. Tell us what you loved, please. We need that to feel good, but tell us what we can improve as well. Because the only way we'll improve is if we know there are things that need to be improved. And that's also the way that you get your NASA certificate, which, you know, is quite a nice thing to say. I know when I told my mum that I was doing some work with NASA, she's like, that NASA? And I'm like, no, mum, there's not any other NASAs. You know, well, maybe there are, but, you know, get that certificate, right? So fill out the form. There's a reason to fill out that survey. You need to give the ORCID your full name and an email associated with your ORCID to get that certificate and to accept your NASA badge. And you should get something within 30 days of your info being submitted, apparently. And it'll also be linked to your ORCID account. Important notes are you need to have attended the coaching sessions if you signed up for them. If there's a problem with that, let us know. If you haven't presented and you don't present or send a recorded presentation, you equally means you're not eligible for graduation and therefore not eligible for the certificate and not filling out the survey. So 3 minimums. Attend those coaching sessions or talk to us if there was a problem. Graduate or send us your presentation and fill that feedback survey. Questions, comments, afraid, proud, tell me what's up. All right, we're all sitting here and being very, very, very good. That means we need to have our last 18 minutes back. Zozo, I see you saying you're deeply appreciative of the opportunity. Likewise, we are grateful that you shared some of your learnings and your research with us because it sounds really cool. And I feel like I wish when I'd been a child, I'd been probably subjected to more play-based learning. So, you know, thank you. Okay. With that, we love you. You are cool. You are gently trying to make the world a slightly better place, and every little step is one that makes a difference. Remember that when days are hard, we're all working together to something slightly better, and you're free. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, everyone. See you next time on Thursday. Bye.